Namato Ratana Tayasa. May I pay homage to Triple Gem, the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. My respect goes to my parents and my teachers. Hello, good evening, everyone. So today is 1st of May, 2021. This is Chan Sujan from Varapunya Meditation Center, Aberdeen, Scotland. Hi, Simone. Hi, Margaret, Colin, Chom Chai. Everyone, hello. Good evening. Chom Chai is asking whether it is a cold. It is cold. It is very cold, and in our center we have all day heating going on ever since this 4 o'clock. Half past 4. So all day. So today at the center we have plenty of activities, and also busy. I started teaching from 7 o'clock this morning. Before that, preparing and joining, and then after that teaching, again planning for the meetings for the afternoon, temple's finance meeting. Finance, being a monk, you are not supposed to think about the money, but you can't. As being a chief, you have to think of how much you spend and how much you gain. So I was preparing for that, and then people came for offering a dana, and then after meeting, a briefing about the fire protocols that we have to do. As a center, we have to follow the fire protocols, how to keep people safe, particularly when there is a fire, and how to tell the people off and saying that, go out. And I was imagining myself that how can I tell people to go out? And I was thinking, how can I shout? I remember I've been telling this story again and again, that when I was in India, I was telling children off. Rather than they were frightened, they were making a joke on me about my own words. So I hope that the situation should not come or may not come, but in case it comes, then okay, I will shout Yvonne, as Yvonne said she will come and do it for us. Good evening, Yvonne. Yeah? So like that, and then after, immediately this protocol meeting ended, and I was teaching Thai to children, helping teaching Thai to children. So there were a few children came, and the Chirapon and other 2-3 members were helping children to learn Thai. And then I need to be there to control children, and they weren't listening, all the children. So then I had to be there telling the children off and letting them to listen. Look at my face, I was like so angry, serious face teaching. But again, children love and learn language, and which is quite interesting. And after that, here I am after an hour of break. And yesterday again we went to Ben Macdui, which is a little far away, but we didn't manage to go on to the top because of the snow and the wind, and it was getting cold. I was told that it looks like a 4, -4, but it looks like a -7. It's really cold. My jacket weren't coping. And there was a particular moment we couldn't cross this small pathways because of the snow covered. We had to climb up. when I was climbing up and had a fear come, that fear was that, oh, what if I slept, then I will be dead, fall into the cliff. And then I just stopped and watched for a while and then continued walking. And that was quite scary. So, but it was a lovely time and a lovely away from everyone, from the civilization, and you see only mountains and forests far and again suddenly the wind came and the snow followed. So it was a lovely away. And today I just wanted to speak particularly one thing that I was asked that how do we know certainly things that is going to be, or certain person's capability. And then it helped me to reflect that there are few things that we can't comprehend despite how much we try to make sense of it, despite how much we try to understand it. And rather than acceptance, rather than observing it and then taking it, we can't make or we can't change. And before going into that, I just heard and I was reading the story just a few moments ago on Facebook, the story about a Japanese Zen master. He was in a temple, and he was simply sleeping and working and meditating and learning. And then it happened in that village, one young lady got pregnant, and the parents asked her that who the father is. And then the pregnant lady was very afraid. Hello, Anish from Thailand. I hope that you are keeping well. I heard you have been quarantined, locked down in your own house because of the COVID-19. So take care of yourself. Yeah. And then because of her parents' persistent inquiry, she said that, oh, this baby's father is a monk in a temple, senior monk. And then father and mother were very ferocious and very angry, and then went to the temple, rushed to the temple, and told the monk that, how dare you come to have a sexual relationship with my daughter, and now you have pregnant my daughter. You should be responsible for for my daughter, for your son. And then this monk said nothing apart from saying, is that so? Is that so? And then few months passed. This lady gave birth to a little baby, and then taken to the temple and said to the monk, "Monk, this is your baby, take it." And then this monk said, "Is that so?" Said nothing apart from that. I wonder if somebody comes and tell me that, "Oh, you're pregnant." "Oh, you got the baby." Oh, I will be shocked. And then this monk didn't say anything apart from, "Is that so?" And he took the baby at home, at the temple, and looked after this baby. And then time passed, and the lady felt very unhappy. The lady felt very depressed because she knew that who was the father, but because of the fear, she didn't say. And then she couldn't bear for a year. And after the year passed, and she confessed to their parents that, "Oh, this is not, I have done a very bad job, bad deed. My baby's father is not the monk, but this poor man who is next door. She had a fear that the parents will hit or kill or not to accept. So that's why she, rather than saying that this next door is this baby's father, she told the monk. And then out of shame and feel very unhappy and disappointed, and went to monk to get the baby back. And then they begged for apologies and then sorry, and asked for the baby. And then the monk simply said, "Is that so?" So like that. So it's very unpredictable. It's very difficult to understand, and it's very difficult to comprehend who is right and who is wrong. And it's very difficult to comprehend what is right and what is wrong. And further on, understanding others' behavior, understanding others' mind, understanding their thoughts, even harder, very hard. And further on, capability of a human mind, and it's even very hard. There was this is what I'm trying to convey the message, that there are 4 things that the Buddha said. It's very difficult to conceive the entirety. What does that mean, and how long does it last? The first one is the capability of the Buddha, that how much he knew and how much he has a understanding, and how much he has got the quality. It's very difficult or unlikely that we could be able to comprehend. And which again we can see from his teachings. He gave teachings in different places, saying that the amount of knowledge that he understood is like the sand in the beach, and the amount of knowledge that he had given is like a sand in his fingertips. That much different. So it's unlikely that any human beings would be able, or even the celestial beings would be able to understand his capability. There's another simile was given to the monks, saying when he was in the in a forest called Simsapa. At that moment again, Buddha compared his knowledge with the leaves in the forest, saying that the leaves in the forest is uncountable. So does the amount of knowledge that he had gained is like that. But the amount of teachings that he had given is like a handful of leaves. So the leaves that is in his hands. And that's the teachings of the Buddha. And that's passed on to us until now. So it's very difficult to comprehend his capability and understanding of things. This is the first one, and that's why Buddha even said, the more you try to make sense about his capability, you will driven to be mad. It's very difficult. And the second one is about the absorptions. Once you are meditating and gain the insight and got the quietness of your mind become a very quiet, peaceful, and blissfulness and happiness, and ability to control your mind, an ability to understand your nature of mind. And after you have understood it, then again the capability of that state of a mind is unpredictable, and it's difficult to comprehend that how much one can do. It's very a difficult subject. And the third one is about the law of a karma and a vipaka, the action that you have done, and what sort of action you're doing, and then the result are coming. So the results, the cause and effects are again not the ability of a human beings like us to comprehend completely. We are simply studying and walking on the path to understand, but would not be able to fully comprehend that how deep the meaning of our karma or karma, that's famous word, we know. Sometimes people say that I have done bad things, so the consequences will continue with me for many years to come. And which is not the case. Sometimes they, after done bad things and changing their behavior, changing their attitude, and changing their lifestyles, can change their destiny. Can change their destiny. So that's why we are, in a way, blessed to be a proper human beings that who has got the good knowledge and understanding that it is our capability and it's our job that we can change our destiny by our own effort and action that we are going to do, whether we speak, whether we say things, whether we think about it. So that is the second factor that's very difficult. The third factor of a law of karma is also not an easy subject to be able to comprehend. And the last one again, so the last bit of it, it's again difficult to comprehend the world system, that how big this world is and how far this world exists. It's very difficult, and this is again not the our knowledge to reach the end of this understanding. We come across with the teachings about the world system in the Buddhist scripture, and that there are moments that when he was giving the Buddha was giving a discourses, Buddha even refer 10,000 world system. And that's not the end of the world system. That 10,000 of world system, that basically means talking about 10 galaxies. And we are in one galaxy. Think about 10 galaxies, 10,000 galaxies, not 10 galaxies. 10,000 galaxies. So it's millions of stars and millions of galaxies out there. So that's why it's again very difficult to comprehend. There is one story, one monk who previously was born in and then he had meditated and gained the supernormal power that he could travel so far, so fast, so far, so fast, and then he was traveling to find out the end of the world. And he said, and this is again, after he had passed away, he was reborn during the time of the Buddha. And he was saying that he traveled so many lives so many years trying to find the end of the world, but he couldn't. But he passed away and reborn again in this life, in the time of the Buddha. And in that case, the Buddha was simply saying that rather than trying to make sense of the world that's very incomprehensible through our eyes, better to look at our own self, this fathom of the body, which is 2-3 meters of a body. This is the world that Buddha was trying to relate. And yesterday, when we were coming back from the mountains, we were talking about the natural history and how things repeats in the nature. That everything is similar to every certain period. So when you're in a micro looking at it, the micro and a macro level will be a similar things happening in a tiny process. It just repeats again and again. So that same thing happened. And the same thing is happening. It will be very difficult to comprehend, and it's unlikely that we will be able to comprehend. So that's why, rather than wasting our time trying to make a sense of the world, and how the world looks like, how far this world exists, and how many world systems, then better to concentrate our own self, this life, this body and mind. And the moment when you understand this body and how this body functions, how this body survives and how this body continues, then you will be able to comprehend the entire world system. Because the whole world system is also made out of 4 elements, so does our body. There is no difference between our body and then the world out there. Both are made out of 4 elements. Only difference is some objects has got 1 element, the element of one object is more than others. Like the stone, the earth element is more than fluidity, air, and fire. And similarly, with the water element is more, and then the fire element is less, earth element is less, the wind is also supporting to flow, like that. So our body also, compared to water, we have got the more solid things. So we have a earth element is a more compared to other elements. Again, we do have to have a fire element, which is digesting our food that we are eating. And also this fire is making us decay. It's burning things, burning in our body. That's why we get old, like that. And so that's why there is no difference at all between ourselves and the world out there. So that's why Buddha is simply comparing that in order to, if you want to know the world system, know your body, that how your body works. And with that, you will be able to comprehend the entire world system. And it's very difficult to comprehensively understand it. So that's why Buddha was saying basically that rather than trying to understand others, understand yourself. Rather than trying to comprehend about others' behavior, others' thoughts, think about yourself. Understand yourself. And that is, I would say, very important. And sometimes we will be able to understand, this is, like the Zen master, is that so? That's all you can say. Whether we like it or not, it is the reality. And these all we will be able to comprehend. So that's why there are certain things that we can't be able to comprehend due to our limitation of senses and perceptions. And it's very unlikely that we can comprehend it from the knowledge that we have. And even just the small things, it's very unpredictable. Even our life, it's very unpredictable. Our thoughts are unpredictable. Our emotions are unpredictable. And how could we think of predicting others that they will be that in this way and that way? So that's why it's a really unpredictable things. The best way is to know yourself. So Buddha's teachings, that's why we have to remember that knowing yourself is the best remedy to understand everything. And with that, it will be helping you to know yourself and finding real happiness. Happiness comes from through yourself. Understanding yourself, knowing yourself. So I end here for tonight's reflection. Thank you very much for joining. May you all be well and happy. In a few moments' time, we are going to have evening chanting and guided meditation. You're most welcome to join with us. Until then, good night and see you shortly. May the Buddha Dhamma Sangha bless you. Thank you everyone for your interaction. Sadhu.